All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Heavyweight Nation. This episode will be just recapping a bunch of the college wrestling action, and obviously, Kale here will be talking a little bit about Cejudo's return to the octagon, his split decision loss to Aljamain Sterling. I haven't introduced you guys yet. This is Kale. He's been writing for Heavyweight Nation for a while now. Probably joining us in some YouTube videos, just talk wrestling, build more of a community, and just whatever there. So, you can get right into it with Cejudo.
Yeah, Cejudo's first action back in the octagon. Um, Very close fight. A lot of people have gone different ways. I personally thought Sterling almost won convincingly. I think he shocked a lot of people with how he wrestled in that fight. Um, Obviously, Cejudo's credentials in the wrestling mat outweigh his by a good margin, but at the same time, it's completely different when you step in the octagon. So Henry had a long layoff. I mean, but this is Sterling's weight class now, 135. So, he's saying he wants to go up against fight against Volk. Maybe I think he's got a fight coming up with O'Malley later this summer, early fall. But Cejudo looked good. He's calling out Marab now, so he's not going to be done anytime soon, um, as far as he's been saying. But I don't think it was a bad showing from Cejudo at all. I think he fought how he usually fights. Wrestling dominant, but when you have another guy who's a high credential wrestler, we've seen Sterling wrestle guys like RBY international style just for fun, and he looked really good against him as well, even though he got beat up pretty good. But it just is what it is. Wrestling, you can't really wrestling in the octagon. It doesn't really translate to just total accolades. I don't know. What do you think about the fight?
I agree with you. I think Sterling won was it 48-47. That's what I had it.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure how he scored the fifth round for Sterling, but that's a whole nother
yeah,
thing I really don't want to get into. But I do think it should have been unanimous decision. But
yeah,
again, it doesn't really matter. I think the right person got their hand raised. But moving on to college wrestling news, there have been a couple of transfers, a couple commitments. Nothing really big. There was a rumor that again, Anthony Ferrari or Cody Chittum might be leaving Iowa.
I did see
We'll just
that.
keep that as where that is for now. Um, Chance Lamer, Sandy Cal Poly, entered the portal a little bit over a week ago, I think. Heading to Cal Poly to be with his brothers. Lamer lost in the blood run last year. I think Cal Poly's going to add another All American, just kind of, give him some compensation for losing Bernie there. So it
Yeah,
is what it is. I don't think it makes too much of a difference from Michigan. I think they might need to fill that hole though. And if a 149 is on the market somewhere, they're going to be going hard to pick that up or a big recruit. They have Joel Adams coming in, I think. But I really think they should redshirt there. It's just what I'm gonna say. But that was the first one. Rune Lawrence, you can talk about him.
yeah. PA kid, out of Fraser, double A school. He's three-time state champ. West Virginia's picking up a great kid here. This is exactly what their program needs. He's been pretty much dominant. He's only had seven total losses in his high school career, especially in PA. I mean, what else could you really say? I think West Virginia is really picking up um, a really good prospect, a recruit here that, at a weight class where I think they really need one. So, the heavyweights, they have some good guys down low, but now they're bringing up one of the biggest recruits at 215 here. So, I think it's great for them. Great for the Big
Yeah,
12 as well.
obviously they're losing their best guy with Cardinal going out this year. So
Yeah,
I think this is the biggest recruit I think over a decade. Someone said
for
right,
sure. Yeah,
and that's
have to be.
massive. But another transfer, Victor Voinovich, left Oklahoma State. I think this was a while ago. He's in
Yeah,
Iowa. Right. I want to say he wrestled 149. Murin's out. I think
yep.
they can plug Voinovich right in. He's gonna do just fine.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a perfect fit for him going to Iowa. I
Yeah.
think I think he'll excel there, honestly. I really do.
Yeah, I think I think this guy's set to be an All American. Not
For
entirely
sure.
sure how he forms this year, what the Big Ten field is exactly looking like with all the craziness that's going on, but I
Yeah,
think Iowa's a good fit.
for sure.
And then heavyweight U continues. Corey Hopkins heading to Minnesota. I mean, dude. who have they had, right? They've had
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar, Cole Conrad, Tony Nelson.
Gable.
Was there someone before Gable, right? No, I think it's just Gable. Now Koyapki, right?
Yeah,
Kerfoot was committed to Minnesota for a bit, right? And a lot
yeah,
of people were looking at Minnesota, like these top heavyweights, right? I think Hopkins going to be a guy they're going to work very hard to develop. A little bit undersized for heavyweight class at this point, but I mean, obviously he'll grow into it. Maybe he
yeah,
goes on a crazy cut to 97. Don't really see that happening, but obviously with the guys that he has around, the atmosphere he has around him,
yeah. I mean,
he's gonna have success.
if you're a top heavyweight recruit, why not go to? Why would you not want to go to Minnesota? I mean, they've only shown how to produce heavyweights in the best way. So I think that's another huge pickup for them.
Yeah, and Hopkins been beyond impressive. I think he won the Cadet World Championships last year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, Obi Blanc named the new North Dakota State head coach. Didn't talk too much about that. I think it's a good fit. I
Sure.
think he's gonna have a lot of success. I don't really know too much about the whole logistics of all this, but
Yeah,
I know about him, and I think he's a very solid fit there. North Dakota State obviously lost head coach Roger Kish to Oklahoma. I mean, that thing's been a lot of madness there, and I think that team's falling apart. Unfortunately, you hate to see this happen, but half of these guys have requested releases. I know they're holding them. The Jersey guy Anthony Sanello, and a few other guys. I think some guys are stuck there, like Buchanan. Right, I know Henson's back in the transfer portal after just getting there, and it's unfortunate to see like one of the best programs in college history go
yeah,
down like this. I genuinely hope they do recover, but yeah, and then we talk a little bit about Michigan's pickups: Griffith, Chris Cannon, Michael DiAugustino, Lucas Davison. Are they
right.
going to beat Penn State? Absolutely not.
Nope,
Can they
not even
beat
close.
Iowa? Possibly.
Yep.
Right. I think they have a lot of holes in their lineup. We talked about that in a separate video. You can just go to their channel, probably one of the more recent ones. But yeah, I think
I mean,
nothing
these,
much else has happened, right?
yeah, I mean, especially with Griffith going to, I mean, Michigan. I mean, hearing that they were offering like 300K in NIL. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go there?
Yeah. I mean,
You,
I still don't know if that's entirely true.
yeah, it might not be, it might, but I mean, graduating from Stanford, with a degree, now you're going to go to Michigan, another one of the top schools in the nation academically. So, I mean, I feel like he's set up perfectly. I feel like it's a really good fit for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. Griffith Storace matchup, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I think Storace dominates, but not the point.
yeah. And
I think,
Strachey's been letting people know that he's going to dominate him as well.
bro,
Which
he quote tweeted my thing.
really,
Yeah. Saying he's like, "Oh, I owe Shane an ass whooping." I was like,
yeah.
"Bro,"
I
I'm like,
mean,
I have to post this now, but it's like, and
yeah,
what's it called? Another big one. If Griffith versus Foka goes down to the semifinals, which
mm,
is very possible, that's a matchup of former high school teammates.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this on the podcast with Jacob Cardenas. I know Derek and Matt did, but 20 team Bergen Catholic, probably the greatest team in high school history.
Sure, it's up there. I would
Yeah.
agree.
But
Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap this episode. I mean, any questions, anything you want us to talk about, any future episodes, leave them below. We might just crank out a quick video about it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys again next time.